So hello and welcome to the first webinar of our new four-part series. These special classes were designed to help you adjust to the unique and interesting market challenges that we are all now facing. My name is Katie Gleboff, and I have with me today my fellow RPR trainers, Joe Teeter and Valerie Rivers. First off, on behalf of everyone at Realtors Property Resource, we want to thank you for your time today, and we hope that you are all staying well and healthy. We know your business has shifted in many ways over the past few weeks, and things are evolving on an almost daily basis. NAR has been working hard for you in a number of ways, and we will be sharing a variety of resources with you throughout this webinar series. Our goal in this series is to provide you with a few tips and tricks to help you maintain and build your business as we all adjust to this so-called new normal. And at a time when the typical spring market may be taking on a different flavor than we were all accustomed to seeing. Across the country, your clients and customers, prospective buyers and sellers are looking to you for guidance. They're unsure of many things these days, and your market expertise is as important as ever. We'll be breaking these series into 4 parts: maintaining and building your sphere of influence, social media and online communication tools, working with buyers virtually, and conducting virtual listing presentations. So let's get started with part 1, maintaining and building your sphere of influence. So what we're going to cover in no specific order is how to increase your pipeline, how to utilize the market area activity report and neighborhood reports from RPR. We also want to share with you some virtual tools to help you communicate. So let's get started. Here we are at our RPR homepage. And the first thing that we want to share with you is the RPR Market Area Activity Report. This report, as Joe will share in just a few minutes, is going to be able to assist you in creating your RPR pipeline, okay? Building that sphere of influence, sharing information with your current and future clients. So in our presentation today, we're going to use our demo area of Gilbert, Arizona. So right from the homepage in RPR, we're going to go ahead and jump right into our market area activity search. I'm going to type in our city of Gilbert, Arizona. Now you can do a market area activity report citywide. You can also do a market area activity report by zip code, and you can break it down even further with our geographies and mapping options. So from this point in our demonstration, I'm going to start within a particular zip code. So I'm going to click on my magnifying glass. I want to make sure all of my options for my market area activity report are selected. When I click that magnifying glass, it executes my search. It loads up the market area or the zip code that I have customized. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so you can see where these properties appear on my mapped area. So you will see that there are a large number of properties, and oftentimes for agents, although we do work within a zip code, we also work within smaller markets as well. So I just want to share with you some tools that you have to really help identify all of those different geographies for all of the different people you have in your sphere of influence. So I'm going to start with our draw shape. If you go to the upper left-hand side of your map, you will see within your map tool selections, your option to draw shape. Now, drawing a shape here shouldn't be any different than drawing a shape within your MLS. So you can draw a box, a radius, or a polygon. This is great for those clients or customers that maybe you can break down into a block distance, or maybe a group of homes that aren't in the same neighborhood but are clustered together. So if I wanted to come in and draw a shape, and we'll do the polygon just for our example, I want to come in and go along our roadways and gather a group of properties, or an area, I should say, for market activity. I can go ahead and enclose my shape, and then I can search in that area to get the most up-to-date market area activity. If this is a custom area and you want to save it for future market area activity reports, you can just go to the upper right-hand side of your map to that save button. You can rename it, which I suggest that you do, and this could just be my market activity. For Santan and Power Ranch. So I can just go ahead and now I have my custom market area activity in a saved search, so I can use it now on a weekly basis or a monthly basis to keep that sphere updated. I also want to share with you our show geographies for your market area activity. This is a great opportunity for you to grab multiple areas at one time, or identify areas based off of a geographical boundary. So just to share with you some of the different geographies that we have, I want to start with opportunity zones. Opportunity zones are part of a federal funded program. It's the qualified opportunity zones. And this is where we have specific census areas that are defined as low income areas. They have been identified for redevelopment. And if you're working with any investors, this would be a great area for the investor to go in and purchase properties for a long-term hold. If they can do that in an opportunity zone, they can be part of this federally funded program, which provides them with tax incentives moving forward to purchase in these areas. So if you do work with a sphere of investors, keep them up to date with the market area activity for some of these qualified opportunity zones in your market. You can select multiple qualified opportunity zones. You can search in those multiple geographies, and then you can share that market area activity report with that type within your sphere of influence. Another geography that you have under your drop down are your neighborhood geographies. And these do vary depending on where you are. So the breakdown is going to be a little bit different if you're in a very dense city area or if you're in more of a suburban area. But I want to break down these micro neighborhoods to macro neighborhoods real quick. So we can come in here. If I zoom out a little bit, I'm going to go back to my macro neighborhood. And it gives me a really large area. So for our demo area, the macro area is the whole city of Gilbert, Arizona, which is too large for our market area activity report. If I go into my intermediate neighborhoods, I can start to see where that breakdown is a little more local. I can see where we have Power Ranch as a community within our intermediate neighborhood. Now I can create my market area activity report. I can also search within that intermediate neighborhood as well. If you want to see if you can break this down even further, you can try your minor or your micro neighborhoods. Your micro neighborhood is the smallest neighborhood that you have. Oftentimes, these are referred to as your local subdivision name. So I have Meadowview selected, which is just one sub-community in our larger Power Ranch community. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the upper right side of my map, and I'm going to search in this geography. It's going to give me all of the activity within our designated area. Again, if you wanted to come in and save this, this is Meadowview in Gilbert, Arizona. Very easy to save. We have our designated area from here. If I go into my smaller map, keep in mind, you will have the list of matching properties that come up. I want to go back into my map before we create our market area activity report, because our market area activity reports contain very valuable mapping features. And those features come off of the heat maps that we have in RPR. So heat maps are really just geographical data represented by a color scheme to indicate the variation of data values. Those data values can include things like the local estimated home values in your market area. Below each heat map is your value indicator, and it'll explain to you where the lower values are opposed to the higher values. If you take a look at our heat map for our 12-month change in estimated value, this is going to share with you how the market was doing in March or April of 2019, comparing that to 2020. You can see at what rates property values have appreciated compared to the rates that property values have depreciated within your local market. If you're concerned about your pending sale concentration, you can take a look at your heat map for your pending sale concentration, as well as your average list price and sales price. So think about these heat maps, because these heat maps will be options to include when we create our market area activity report. So to create that report, we're going to go right to our create a report option. That's going to bring us into our reports page. By the time this you get to this point, hopefully you'll take a look at our report cover page, double check all of those report elements that you want to include. If you're opting to exclude a piece of information, maybe you're working from home. A lot of us are working out of the office now. We are working from home. So I want to eliminate my work phone number. And I just want to have my clients understand that my cell number is going to be the best way to reach out to me at this point in time. Don't forget, you can always upload those custom pages into RPR. Under normal, our previous normal, this is where you can put your agent bio, your past client testimonials, market share for your brokerage. Take the opportunity now to add a new custom page. Maybe you want to include how real estates have changed since COVID-19. How are your preferred ways of communicating? Do you have Skype? Do you use FaceTime? Do you use Zoom? And again, Joe's going to share with you all of those resources in just a couple minutes. And next week, we're really going to dive into those resources. So come back for next week's webinar as well. So add those custom pages. Make sure that profile information is up to date. So when you're ready to come in and create this market area activity report, if you're not familiar with it, don't forget, show that sample. Thumbnail through those pages so you get a good idea of those heat maps that there are included. Go into the more details. When you click into more details, again, you have those report elements with that market snapshot. You can have the summary stats for those properties. And even though we included all of those market area activity types when we searched for our market area activity, even from here, we can trim down our market area activity report. So maybe you don't want to go as far as 3 months back. Maybe you only want to do a month back. You can define your change, and you can also define your change type. So as an agent, maybe you want to see which properties expired, but when you're sending this market area activity report out to your sphere of influence, maybe you don't want to share that information with them. So take advantage of your customization with the reports and select only those property types that you want to share with your client. You can also break it down by property style and value range. So if you're in a different market, maybe you do luxury home sales, you can still narrow down your market area activity to that luxury price point. You can limit the number of properties in your report so it's in that sweet spot, not too long, not too short. And you can also sort your properties by recently updated. You can go ahead if you want to send it to a specific person within your sphere of influence, enter their name and type in that call to action. But if you're going to send it to multiple people, just opt to download it as a PDF so you have it within your RPR account. Select Run Report and it's going to generate that market area activity report. I'm going to pull it up within RPR just to share it with you quickly if you're not familiar with our reports. Wrong report. Here we go, Meadowview. We get our location for our neighborhood, all of our contact information, that amazing custom page, and then it dives right into those heat maps that are included to share that property value growth. It can be property value growth over the last 24, even up to the last 36 months. So you have this nice, vivid, colorful report that you can share with your sphere of influence. I want to go back to my search results because even if you're looking in a particular market area and you were able to identify that market area through our show geographies, that's not always the case. So I'm going to go to the home page. You can also go to this magnifying glass. Both will take you to the same place. But I want to show you a different way that you can pull up specific neighborhoods or market areas if you can't readily identify it in the map. So this time I'm going to type in again, Gilbert, Arizona. I'm going to type in my zip code. And then just below our neighborhood, I'm going to change this drop down to within because I want to identify all of the neighborhoods within this zip code. When I run my search, it's going to give me the border to my zip code, but then it's going to break down all of the different communities. I can sort these by proximity, by change in value. I can put them in alphabetical order. So I still have the ability to look just by names for those communities. What I love about this is you also get that snapshot of the community, median estimated home value, homes in the neighborhood. If I click right on Meadowview, I get all of my wonderful neighborhood information for Gilbert, Arizona. This is another valuable report, that neighborhood report, that you can use to continually update your sphere of influence. It covers your summary of property values, your housing breakdown, the percentage of rent versus own, education levels are under your people. This is going to be the education levels, population, density. You're going to have your economy, as well as that quality of life, rain, sun, snow, commute time. To create that valuable neighborhood report, again, you go to Create Report. We're going to select our neighborhood report. We're going to pick and choose those elements that we want to include, and we're just going to run that report so we can share that report out through all of those virtual tools. Now, what I also want to do is go back to our neighborhood because I want to share with you how you can also do a mailing to a specific neighborhood. So once you have that neighborhood up under your neighborhood search, I can go just below my map and we'll see right here, Meadowview in Gilbert, Arizona. I can find the properties within this subdivision. And I'm going to get all 344 properties. If I want to max out my search results list, I can. I can also organize my list. In this scenario, I'm going to organize it by owner name. Why? Because I want to generate mailing labels. So I can do straight to PDF mailing labels, or I can export it into a Excel or CSV program in case I want to send it out to a third party to send a postcard out. And I'm so excited to tell you that in the past, we've allowed up to 2,000 mailing labels a month. Well, our partner, Black Knight, has given all of you another 2,000 mailing labels. So that's 4,000 mailing labels every month that you can use to keep your sphere of influence informed. So remember, these can go straight to PDF or into a CSV exportable file, which you can use to mail merge. You can go to the property or tax billing address. I'm going to go to the property address. We can send it to owner name or owner name and current resident. We can send it to all property types. We even have the ability to exclude currently listed properties if we want to. Select the export button on the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my mailing label so you guys get a sample. Let me just minimize this screen so I can drag it over. But here are my mailing labels. So now I can save this and I can utilize this for my mailing campaign. And 4,000 labels is a lot of labels. So take advantage of this. All of this is included with your RPR member benefit from the National Association of Realtors. But right now, I want to turn it over to Jo so she can talk you through some great ways to use the reports that I've shared in today's presentation.
Thank you, Katie. Yes, the market activity report and the neighborhood reports are two great reports that Katie just showed you to reach out to your sphere and beyond. So anybody that you are associated with or have done business with in the past or the present, this just keeps them posted as to what's going on in the market right now. Keeps your name out in front so that when things are over with, they're going to remember that you helped them out through this situation. Also reach out and find out what kind of things that you can help them with. Help them solve some of the problems that they're having. We recommend that you communicate with them once a week. You know, the market activity report, the neighborhood report, mailings, postcards, emails, video calls, all of those can be done on a weekly basis to let them know that you care. Ask how you can help them. Can you help them with groceries, medicine? Are they missing their friends and family? You may want to show them how they could do maybe a Zoom meeting or a Skype meeting. You may have to do a little teaching, but show them how they can get involved virtually as well, you know, with the boredom, the exercise, and everything that everybody is dealing with right now. So use what you know about virtual communication. Again, you can use your phone for video calls. You can use the computer. Make sure that you update your Facebook, LinkedIn, and other social media websites. Get your profiles updated. If you don't already have a business page on Facebook, now's the time to create one and start posting things like your market activity report, neighborhood report. Let them know what's going on with the coronavirus in your area, how they can stay safe. So do the coronavirus updates, keep them informed about the real estate market, and update your message frequently on your website as well. NAR just launched, again, the right tools right now. There's a lot of tools in there for you guys to use. So go into the nar.realtor website and into the realtor store. Here's just one example of some of the tools that you have access to, which is the social media marketing, digital marketing. It is free. So go ahead and get that downloaded. That can help you with a lot of ideas on how to work with your clients virtually right now. And then here are also some NAR resources. If you type in nar.realtor/coronavirus, they have a lot of guides in there. This is just a few of them that if you would go into the search bar up above, type in Corona's Guide for Realtors, or open house guide, or transaction guide, or shelter in place guide. And these links will pop up with a lot of great information that can really help you during the time. You know, you don't have to let your real estate business go to a halt. There's a lot of things virtually that you can do. Here's a couple other great resources that NAR has posted on their website also on emerging technology. Again, put it in that search bar at the top, emerging technology, and this link will pop up and give you a lot of good information. And then also on virtual showings and virtual tours that you guys can do now too, while you're sitting at home working with your clients. And there's also commercial transaction issues also. So if you type in commercial real estate, it'll also give you a lot of resources there as well. So use that NAR website and you'll get a lot of great information. Next week, we're going to be talking about the social media and online communication tools. So we'll be going into a lot more depth on those. And working with buyers virtually, and then also conducting virtual listing presentations. So we're going to give you some ideas next week on those tools. So today what we'd like you to do is run a report, whether it's the market activity report or the neighborhood report, and then pick one of those and then share it with your sphere of influence and anybody else that might be interested, your neighbors and anybody else that you know. All right, Katie.
All right, guys, so just remember you can access RPR by going to our website, which is narrpr.com, or through your local MLS. Don't forget to visit our blog to see a replay of this and many other training resources that are available to you. If you need help generating any of these reports, don't forget we have a fantastic customer support line and we have links at the bottom of every page. So on behalf of myself, Joe Teeter, Valerie Rivers, all of RPR, we hope that you enjoyed this webinar and that we see you on next week's webinar for social media and online communication tools. Thanks, everybody.